I'm Carson, I'm 11 years old.
I'm Avon and I'm 9 years old.
And together we're the Mbawa book reviewers. We made this channel because we want to share our love for reading with children like us.
Together we've read about 500 books.
Yeah, maybe 600.
Because we read most of the books on here and a few more, so I think around 600, 500 books, and we have our own hope someday to write our own books. And right now we're entering some small writing competitions like the BBC Radio 2 one.
Each week we're going to have a new theme, and the theme for this week is David Walliams.
I'll be reviewing Awful Auntie.
Then I'll follow after reviewing Bad Dad.
I'm just going to give you a brief outline of the book and what it's about. And a girl called Stella Saxby, she lives in a really big house and she's going to inherit the house when she's older. And her auntie wants her to stop her from that, and she wants to inherit the house. So she goes on a really big adventure to try to stop her awful auntie. This book is also the winner of the National Book Award, and the genre of this book is comedy because it's quite funny, that's what I think, and adventure because it's really adventurous and there loads of things happen in this book. Other books by David Walliams are The Boy in the Dress, Mr. Stink, Bad Dad, and one of his new ones, A Thing, and The Ice Monster. I'm going to show you the characters and where the story is kind of set in this book because it also does show that. This is Saxby Hall, and this is where the story takes place. This is the interior of Saxby Hall, and as you can see, it's a ginormous house. And this is a map of the house grounds. If you carry on, we've got the prologue, but I'm going to tell you a little bit of the characters before we get to that. Meet the characters in the story. The young lady, Stella Saxby. This is Soot. He is a chimney sweep. Wagner is a great barbarian owl. Gibbon is a butler of Saxby Hall. Detective Straws is a policeman. And those are all the characters in this book that you need to know. I'm going to read you a little bit of the prologue on this book so you kind of get a taster of what it's about. Do you have an awful auntie? One that never allows you to stay up to watch your favourite television programme? Or an aunt who makes you eat up every last spoonful of her revolting rhubarb soup, even though she knows you hate rhubarb? Maybe your aunt gives your pet poodle a big slobbery kiss, and then immediately gives you a big slobbery kiss too. Or does your aunt scoff all the most delicious chocolates and leave you the most revolting ones, leaving you with a dreaded black liquor? Perhaps your aunt demands you to wear that horrendously itchy jumper she knitted you at Christmas, the one which reads, "I love my auntie," in huge purple letters on the front. However awful your aunt might be, she will never be in the same league as orphaness as Aunt Alberta. Aunt Alberta is the most awful aunt who ever lived. Would you like to meet her? Yes, I thought you would. Here she is in all her awful awfulness. As you can see, she doesn't look too great. She has sharp black eyes, a deerstalker hat, red hair, a permanent snarl, a pipe in her hand, an owl pendant, steel toe capped boots, +4s type of trousers, thick leather gloves, a great Bavarian owl named Wagner, and a monocle. What I think of this book and why would I recommend it? I think it's a really interesting book. Even though it's quite big, it's fun to read even if it takes you some time. And you never really know what's going to happen next. You don't really expect anything that you'd expect in a normal book to happen in this book. Where you could buy it, because it says on the back it was published in 2014, so it's quite an old book, 5 years old, and you could get it in any popular stores really, as long as they have it. But I'd recommend getting it on Amazon, because some stores might not have it there because it's quite an old book. That's the end of my book review on Awful Auntie. I hope this encouraged you a little bit to read the book or try it out. And next will be my sister, Kirsten, reviewing her book.
Thanks, Raven, for your brilliant review. And now I'm going to be reviewing my book, Bad Dad. The genre of this book is adventure and a bit of comedy because there's lots of daring things that go on and it's got quite some funny moments in it. I also think the age rating is maybe 8 to 10. It is quite a long book, but it's quite childish and it's got some easy vocabulary in. Bad Dad is about a dad who was a professional racer and he was injured and forced into doing something he really didn't want to do. And I'm going to be showing you the characters and giving you a taster of this book so you can kind of get into the story and see if you want to buy it. This is Frank, and this is his dad, Gilbert. This is Frank's mum, Rita, and this is Frank's dad's auntie, Flip. This is Mr. Big, and he's a surprisingly small crime boss. These two are his henchmen, Fingers and Thumbs. Can you guess which one's Fingers and which one's Thumbs? This is Thumbs' nephews, Will and Bear. This is Mr. Big's butler, Chan. This is Reverend Judith, she's a vicar. This is Sergeant Scoff, he's the local policeman. This is Mr. Swivel, the one-eyed prison guard. This is Judge Pillar, he's well known for having a heart of stone. This is Raj, he's a news agent. He comes up in most David Walliams books. And now I'm going to be reading a taster of the book. Roar, went Dad's car as it sped round the dirt track. Frank's father was a banger racer. It was a dangerous sport. Cars would smash into each other, bang, wallop, crunch, as they zoomed round and round. Dad raced an old Millie that he had souped up himself. He had painted a Union Jack on the car and named her Queenie, after a lady he admired, Her Majesty the Queen. The car became as famous in racing circles as Dad. Queenie's engine made an unmistakable sound like a lion. Roar! Dad was king of the track. He was the greatest banger racer the town had ever seen. People came from all over the country to watch him race. Nobody won more times than him. Week after week, month after month, year after year, Dad would lift the trophies above his head as the crowds cheered and shouted his name. Gilbert the Great! Gilbert the Great! Gilbert the Great! Gilbert the Great! This book is a brilliant book. It's one of my favourite David Walliams and I definitely recommend it. You can find this book in supermarkets and Waterstones and Tesco's and Sainsbury's. We've come to the end of our book review for this week. We hope you've enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed doing it.
Please comment down below if you've read Awful Auntie
or Bad Dad,
and if there's any specific book you'd like us to review.
Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can be notified when we do another video. Bye!
Bye!